We are so delighted to welcome you today on this second workshop. And my name is Akiko Ishihara. I am one of the steering committee member of NARPI and also one of the team member of organizers. Thank you so much. And I'm a facilitator today. And also we have another facilitator. Suyeon, please.
Hi, everyone. I am Suyeon, and I'm facilitating this workshop with Akiko today. So we are very happy to have you all here.
Thank you, Suyeon. Mary, would you please go to the next slide, please? Before we are going into the session, we'd like to ask you two things. So please, number one, please change your name to the name you want to be called and write where you have lived, mainly in the pandemic. So my case, my name is Akiko, call me Akiko, and I have lived in Miyagi, Japan, so I wrote like this. Yeah, and would you please do it now? And if you have problem to change your name, probably ask by chat box, please. And so the whole group session, not small group, whole group session will be recorded and videotaped. So if you don't want to include your face in the video, please kindly off your video during the whole group session. Because some of you have already answered that you don't want to give consent to share like video to the, Facebook page. So we are trying to not to use your part, but also please shut off your video in the whole group, please. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So would you please go to the page 3? Thank you. So again, today's session is a dialogue on the COVID-19 pandemic, working towards peace and justice together. So today, actually, this is a September 11th, and as many of you know that Afghanistan is now in a very challenging time. So we didn't expect that it happens when we decided to have this session on the COVID-19 dialogue. But so we would like to have this dialogue session on the COVID-19 pandemic today. But at the same time, probably we can have some prayer and care for the people in Afghanistan, also victim of the 9/11, and also the people who are suffering from the injustice and unpeaceful situation in the world. Thank you so much. Okay. So, excuse me. Okay. So we are so happy again because we can see the new faces and old faces from NARPI and on. So also I found that some of you are very new to this NARPI community. We welcome all of you today, and also especially we also welcome new people to NARPI community. Actually, this workshop is a part of ON program and also a part of the NARPI program. Please, next slide. Thank you. So I would like to explain what is NARPI especially to the people who are new to the NARPI. And so NARPI, this is a Northeast Asia Regional Peace Building Institute. This started in 2011 as an institute to promote peace in the region by creating space for learning peace building and building network among peace-loving people in Northeast Asia. And actually, we have held a summer peace building training and basically every year in different cities in Northeast Asia, such as Jeju and Hiroshima and Nanjing and Ulaanbaatar and Taipei and very different places in the world. And we offer the training courses such as restorative justice and mediation and peace framework and trauma healing and etc. And also we had a field trip to visit the site which relates to the peace and justice issue in the histories. Next slide, please. So, but as you know, we are affected by the pandemic from the last year. So we could not have this kind of workshop, in-person international workshop as NARPI. So we decided to have a new series of projects, Online NARPI. So ON is Online NARPI. ON, it does not represent online. ON represent Online NARPI. So Online NARPI would like to create a new opportunity with a wider community of NARPI. So really welcome new participant to NARPI. And it is a series of workshops online with the purpose of learning and sharing the topics that are important to peace building in our daily lives and in the region of Northeast Asia. So we'd like to have several online workshops until March 2022. Thank you. Next slide, please. So today's topic is a dialogue on the COVID-19 pandemics. Why this workshop? So actually, the first reason is that, as we know, the pandemic affected us so much and our lives changed drastically, suddenly. And each region and each government offered different policies responding to this pandemic and affected our life too much, very much. But actually, we don't know what is happening in neighborhood community, in neighborhood, region and countries, etc. So actually, I had a very interesting conversation with my friend Suyeon, actually facilitator with me, and let us show some role play here. Is it possible to show the Suyeon and me, okay, or just verbally?
I think we can see you both, Akiko, so
Okay.
you can continue.
Great.
You're both pinned, hopefully. I hope others can see you, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so our conversation is something like this. Hi, Suyeon. How is the situation? Sorry, I'm from the more countryside in Japan. I have lived in countryside in Japan, and Suyeon have lived in Seoul, Korea. So, hi, Suyeon. How is the situation with the pandemic in Seoul?
I would say the government has been trying to keep situation under control.
Wow, why is it possible? How did the government do? What happened? How they're controlling?
So basically, the government has been collecting personal information to track the confirmed cases and prevent from the spread of virus infection. It means that wherever you go, stores require you to check the QR code or ask you to write down your name, address, phone number on the paper.
Wow, QR code in everywhere you go, like restaurant. Wow, we don't have that system in Japan, very different. Wow.
Really? You don't use QR code at all? Then how could people agree with opening with the Olympics this summer?
Oh, well, indeed. Actually, there was a big debate among the people as to where we should have the Olympic. It's based on the broadcasting right of the games. Excuse me, sorry. Whether we should have the Olympic or not. But in the end, government decided to go ahead, had the Olympic. I heard that the business of Olympic is based on the broadcasting right of the games. And if the Tokyo and Japan government cancels Olympic, they won't be able to recover the money they invested to host Olympics. So they will be left with only debt. Always money, 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 all decided by money perspective.
Really? I haven't heard about that perspective in Japan from the media.
Yeah, so actually this kind of conversation was very interesting even for us, and we found that like the pandemic issue includes a lot of social justice and peace related issue. So we decided that we'd like to have this workshop today. And next slide, please. So why the pandemic and the peace and justice issue? So these are the keywords that we showed in the poster. And actually these are the keywords I and Soo-young found in our conversation, like hate actions and like what is the military's role in this time of pandemic, and vaccine and human rights and capitalism and social disparity, discrimination, many justice and peace issues. So we decided to have this workshop today. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is our intention. So before we are going into the dialogue, we'd like to have some ice breaking and also to find the faces each other. And we'd like to ask you to use some chat box function. Could you open the chat box function, please? If you cannot find chat box, does not matter too much, but if you can find, please. Okay. So I would like to ask you to write an answer to the question that we will show from now, like which city are you in now? But I say 1, 2, 3, send, then please send your answer, right? And send your answer, okay? 1, 2, 3, send. Wow, so many cities and places. Please, everyone, take a look over the answers. Thank you. Okay, please go to the second question. Okay, so what is your professional background? Because probably it would be interesting question to have a dialogue on pandemic, but as long as you don't mind. If you want to hide your professional background, just please keep it kind of secret. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, send, please. Wow, interesting. Educator, NGO worker, and missionary, and peace builder. Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. And the last question is, please, what food do you like the best? 1, 2, 3, send. Okay. Could you take a look and could you see the very interesting answers? Wow. Now I feel I'm hungry again, even though I ate my lunch. Wow, nice food. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for joining this chatting box game. And we want to go to the next slide. Thank you. So I want to explain how to have our dialogue today. We want to use World Café dialogue method, and I think many of you have heard of this World Café, and I believe some of you are familiar with this World Café method. And World Café is a kind of a dialogue process where the members can form smaller groups around the cafe table if we do in-person dialogue. and discuss several topics together in a casual atmosphere like at a cafe. Usually, a piece of paper is spread out on each table, like this picture, and participants are free to scribble and make notes on the paper while participating in the dialogue. This is the, case of the in-person dialogue. And the dialogue will be conducted by changing the members around the table several times. And when moving from one table to another, only one person stays at the same table to welcome the newcomer. And this person is called the host. Yeah. So we wanted to have this World Cafe style dialogue, but today, because of the pandemic, we cannot use a physical table. So instead of that, we'd like to modify something. So please, next slide. So how to do Online World Cafe today? We will have 4 rounds of small group dialogue with different questions. Actually, the first round, second round, third round will have 20 minutes. But the fourth round have only 4 minutes, very short. And also, instead of piece of paper on a table, we would like to use Google presentation. The link will be shown in the chat box. Yeah. So would you please click this Google presentation sheet if possible? I've heard that probably some of you, mainly maybe from the people from mainland China, who live in mainland China, cannot have access to this Google presentation. If so, I'm so sorry. Actually, we couldn't find a good, software so that everyone can use. We couldn't find it. So this time, please allow us to use this Google presentation form. But if you cannot have access to this form, don't worry, just take note on your note if you like, or we have the note taker in each group, and we call a host will take a note in each group, and we can ask host to show the note later to that person who didn't have access to the Google presentation software. So anyway, so everyone, every participant are welcome to write something or even scribble on this Google presentation if you have an access. But basically, each host in your group will mainly take note. So you don't need to worry about, I should take note, I should take note. Mainly your host will take note. Thank you. Okay, but you are free to access to the note too. Next slide, please. Okay, this is an example of the Google presentation sheet. I think you could see. And so in a World Cafe, you will move to the different table, different group virtually. So if you would like to write something, take a note, what participant would like to take note, please take note on the sheet where your host's name is on the sheet. For example, if you are belonging to the group whose host is Hiro, please use a sheet of this. But if you move to the group with Kathy as a host, please use a different sheet that Kathy's name is on the sheet. Yeah, but even if you make a mistake, no worry, it doesn't matter. Okay. So please go to next slide. So actually, excuse me, how many groups will we make today? So I can't find.
7.
Oh, 7. So now we have enough enough host?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So we will skip this sheet. So please go to the next one. And okay, so before we are going into the small group conversation, actually, if you have a question, please don't hesitate to write to the chat box, or even you can raise hand now if you have a question now.
Okay. Thank you, Akiko, for your wonderful welcoming. Now we are going into breakout rooms to make a smaller group for you to meet other participants and have a conversation. In the first round, there are 2 questions we prepare. So the first one is a self-introduction. So please share your name and where you're joining from. And the second one is to share your experience under the pandemic in your region or country and situation of the pandemic in your region. So in each room, there will be one host to guide your conversation. And we have about 20 minutes for this first round. And after that, we will come back to this main room and go on the next round with other participants. We encourage you to respect time for everyone to talk, listen deeply, and with interest. So, okay, if everything is ready, then we will turn to meet participants. So, okay, so it's your turn to meet participants. So let's go into breakout rooms. Thank you, everyone.
Come back, and I hope you enjoy some conversation with other people and from diverse areas of this world. And so before we are going into the next question, probably we'd like to hear from one person if who would like to share what happened in your group, or even what you've learned from the conversation, and what was surprising things for you. Any volunteer, please? Probably you can just turn on the mic so you can start talking if you like. One person. No one? No one? Then just I will ask, I don't know, Gail Okuma, because you are under me in my screen. Would you mind saying something about your experience of the round 1? You are in mute. Sorry, Gail.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yes, we had a very nice group. Dale from Australia, Ida from Nanjing, and Moe from Kumamoto. And I'm, well, I live in Tokyo now, but I'm originally from Honolulu. So we shared our different experiences, and we do indeed have different experiences in our countries. Yes. I felt time was too short though, but that's okay. We'll get to meet other people as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ida and Moe and Dale. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Wonderful. So we'd like to show the next question for the round 2. And in the round 2, you will have a conversation with different people. And please have a conversation on what issues related to peace and justice did you find in the time of pandemic, and your concerns on peace and justice in the era of pandemic. So we'd like you to go into a little bit more about peace and justice issues and the pandemic. Like I put the keywords again on this slide that may help you to think about the peace and justice issue. And please respect time for everyone to talk, and also enjoy your conversation with others. And also probably like sense of justice are different among the people, and because depending on your background. So please try to respect each other's aspect of sense of justice. Really appreciate. Okay, so probably we are ready. Excuse me.
I think just a little bit more time. Oh, yes, we're good now. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And please enjoy. We are going into the next round.
The third round, here are the questions we would like to ask you. Can anybody want to share your experience? Or yeah, if any volunteer here, I'd love to hear the reflection, even is a short word. But if not, it's also okay. Oh, Jiro, did you say something? I think I can see you. You're muted. I thought Jiro was saying something, but not. Or anybody wanted to share about the round 2 conversation? Oh, Tezu, I can see you raise your hand. Yeah, please go ahead.
I have shared with my group members that we must stop blaming other nations or other people. We must stop blaming because it's not going to achieve anything. Second, we must, all of us, stop manufacturing weapons and use them to kill their own people, kill other people, or selling them for great profit. War causes more damage to environment than anything else. And look at Afghanistan, what's happening, what's left behind. 20 years they have been fighting with the help of other nations, with the weapons given to them. Another one is so important, is that sharing vaccines, because this virus is swimming and flying. It's not contained in one area. And if wealthy countries do not share vaccines with the other country people, it's not only charity, it's really survival of the world population. They are not going, the virus is not going to go away. And nations really have to learn to share and help and support.
Thank you, Tezu, for sharing some important words we can reflect and think about more deeply. Yeah, thank you so much. So, Mary-san, can you pass the next slide, please? Oh, thank you. So we can continue the conversation. So here are the questions we'd like to ask you. So did you find any windows of opportunity for peace and justice under the pandemic? If so, what are they? Second one is how can we build a just and peaceful society in the era of the pandemic? So the windows of opportunity means something that you need to do quickly and seize the moment before the chance passes by for your reference. And now we have about 20 minutes for the third round. And after that, we will come back to this main room again and have a whole group conversation. I hope you all can enjoy the conversation, and I think we are ready to go. So yeah, see you in a bit. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me, another announcement. We'd like to shorten the round 3 from 20 minutes to 18 minutes. Thank you. Hello, Kaya.
Oh, yes. Kaya went
Okay,
to the demo.
everybody's in the group now.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, we thought that you could move yourself, but
Yeah.
after you joined the group once, it wouldn't, and we could not bring you out either for some reason. So
yeah, but
I'm not sure
thank
the
you.
reason.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Conversation with other people. Actually, I enjoyed as one of the participants. And so this is before we are going to the round 4, we'd like to have some time of the conversation as a whole group. Next slide, please. Okay. So we have about 10 minutes, not too long, but we'd like to have some time to have a conversation among this whole group. So if you have anything you could kindly share, like any feelings and findings after the small group conversation, I'd like to appreciate you are saying something. Please raise your hand if you kindly say something, share something. Or even just you turn on the mic, it's fine.
or you can also use the reaction function, like raising your hand in the chat box or.
I'm shy, yes. So,
Maybe I can share a little bit. Yeah, I think, yeah, because of pandemic, we cannot travel. So I know about other countries' situation just from the news, but it's really good to listen to people in different area really share what's happening in their country and their area. And yeah, I do feel more of what's happening in other world.
thank you. I agree with you. Yeah. Many heart reactions to you. Yeah. Yeah. Please, other people to share.
It is good to notice that life goes on very vibrantly. And thank you for sharing. I get to hear what's going on in the world without need for visa.
Sure. Yeah. This is a new opportunity for us. Yeah. Online workshop. Thank you. Other sharing?
And yeah, it was so encouraging. This is my first time in NARPI, but it was so encouraging to see everyone here. And during my small group talk, and everyone just had some kind of things they are working on for peace and justice, and they have heart for it. So I feel really hopeful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Your feedback gave me hope. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Many nice, I say, reaction using the new tools. Okay. Any other sharing? Or even the question is fine, please.
I shared this with my group, and I don't know if it will be relevant to everyone, but we were talking about feeling guilty of maybe sometimes feeling comfortable with the new situation of being able to stay home, and sometimes that can be less stress. But then I talked about how maybe, especially as a peace builder, even though I sometimes also feel guilty that I can't go somewhere, it also, I think, provides opportunity for people to solve their own problem. So it's kind of a way to let go of my role, of my power, and to empower other people by not taking the space. And I thought perhaps that was window of opportunity. And I say this especially because before I used to work with working with developing countries, we've had to learn to not be there, not have to travel, and trust that local staff have the capability, and they do, right? And I think that is a really big opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your very precious opinion and comment. Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe I can just connect to that, following Moe's sharing. In my group, we share that sometimes not knowing what's going on and also being anxious, like having this feeling of fear and anxiety can lead to or can affect our decision-making process as well. So it is an opportunity to focus on our self-care too. So it's really important to care about ourselves and then take care of each one, like each loved ones as well in the time of pandemic. So it's another hopeful opportunity to look inside.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The very opportunity of importance of self-care and also the opportunity for doing that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, and Nobuya-san also shared that COVID makes him realize again he's the one of the luckiest people, and other people also agree and connect with him, and yeah, so do I.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing.
Nobuya-san, would you please say and add something, or you don't need?
Hello. I want to say something, but I have no time. I need to go out for job. So see you next time, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us, being with us. Thank you. So meanwhile, Hiro-san responded and sent interesting questions. How can we transform our own sense of guilt into that of responsibility and opportunity? Because Nobuya said he recognized we are lucky. He recognized we are lucky because of this experience of pandemic, and also he said he feels guilty about that. And Hiro-san wrote how we can transform that sense of guilty into the sense of responsibility. That is a very important question. And yeah. Any other comments or feedback?
Oh, Hiro-san said Tesu Kim has raised hand, so I would like to pass over to Tesu.
Yes, please.
I have been thinking a lot about children. I think grown-ups somehow manage. And in Australia, of course, we are probably one of the lucky ones with all the facilities and services available. Still people complaining all the time, of course, but that's always the case. But actually, I have a little grandson in New York, and my daughter actually just sent me email saying that he just started school about nearly 2 years ago, then lockdown, and he's going to start school next week. And when my daughter, his mother asked him, "Do you remember much about school?" He said, "No, I can't remember, Mom, because I just started. Then I didn't go to school for a long, long time." So children, I just feel so deeply. Children in every country, they don't understand why they cannot see their friends, why they cannot see their parents or grandparents, and why they cannot go to school. And I just hope we all pray for our children in the world who are really suffering.
Yeah, indeed. Many people are nodding. Well, probably we can have one or two person to say at the end of this whole group session. One or two voices from you.
I have to say,
Please.
yeah, there's lots of stuff, injustice became much more visible, but still, I like to focus. Our group also had to focus that the Zoom, suddenly everybody got the Zoom skill and we can have meeting like this. That's, I think I feel very hope there. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Maybe another voice if you have. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and we will have another chance to keep conversation. So I would love to talk more about these topics with you. And thank you all for sharing about the small groups so far. And this time, we only have one round left, sadly. And in the first round, we would like to ask you a question. So how was your journey today? So we only can give you about 4 minutes for this last round. So please share your answer to the question below within 30 to 60 seconds, and we will move you to meet the same group at the first round in the breakout room because it's the World Café style. So we would like to gather again at the first round. So I think we are ready to move. So hope to enjoy last conversation. Thank you, everyone.
Almost we are at the ending stage.
I know. Where's my script on round 4? Like it was in my paper, but.
And please write one word or one statement to show your thought at the end of the session. Now, on a piece of paper with your pen, anything like maybe your mission statement or your learning and findings from this workshop, or just your feeling now. Thank you. So maybe please write down in 1 minute. And probably you can draw a picture instead of writing word if you like. So once you are ready, what we will do is when I say 1, 2, 3, go, and not yet, but if I say 1, 2, 3, go, please show what you wrote on the paper, right? For example, if I say 1, 2, 3, go, and please show, like this. But I'm using the excuse me, screen, background screen. So, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. While waiting, please write down your word. Excuse me. Okay. So like this. So 1, 2, 3. Show your paper. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. If you need more time, please raise your hand.
Give me a second for screen.
Okay. Okay. And admin team, actual tech team will take a photo screenshot. So I'd like you to keep your paper in front of the video and keep it maybe for 30 seconds or 1 minute until Jocelyn or Mary says, okay, now it's done. Okay. Okay. So Mary-san or Jocelyn, are you ready to take photo?
Yes, I'm trying to do it now. So
right. Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
Few seconds, please. Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can show your face and also your word, if you like. Would you please shut that photo again? Take photo again. Thank you. Hi.
Finish.
Finish. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate you. So this is the time for closing. I will give the baton to my friend Suyeon, please.
Thank you, Akiko. Thank you all for sharing and being actively involved in the discussions today. We appreciate you signing in and hope you have learned and enjoyed conversation with all the new friends. Before we sign off, I'd like to announce a few things. So first, we would like to mention that Peace Boat is a part of the steering committee of NARPI and taking a huge role of tech support in this workshop. So we would like to extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation for all the hard work and dedication by Mary, Jocelyn from Peace Boat. Thank you, Mary and Jocelyn. Thank you, Peace Boat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And another thing is, and we would love to hear what you think of our workshop today. So your feedback will help us determine how we can make the workshop better for you. So after closing, we will have a free space for networking and writing the feedback sheet for about 15 minutes. So please check out the link in the chat box. Thank you. And fill out our survey, please. Thank you. And also we wanted to welcome again new participants connected with NARPI. So if you're the first time to join NARPI, please raise your hand and introduce yourself and maybe share a little bit about your experience during the workshop. Oh, I think I saw Moe Arakawa-san raise her hands, and Zero, welcome. And only 2 participants. Oh, and Yunju, welcome. And Anna from MPI, welcome. If any of you or all of you are welcome to share yourself and your thoughts about this workshop.
That's amazing. Awesome. I love it. Thank you very much for making it.
Thank you, Jiro. You said you were shy at the beginning, but now you don't shy.
Yes, I maybe lied. I'm shy, but I'm also extroverted. I'm not shy. I'm liar.
Thank you. Arakawa-san, can you share?
Thank you for your comfortable how can I say, conversation. Thank you for new friends. Yeah, it was great time for me today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moe. Oh, and Kaya, thank you for joining us. See you again. And I think Yunju also was the first participant. Can you share a little bit?
Yeah, it was really good to participate here, to meet many people from other countries. Yeah, I said when I meet lots of Japanese here, background with Japan, I really want to go back to Japan to travel soon. And it was a really good opportunity to hear many people's opinion about peace and justice. And it was my opportunity to expand my knowledge and also to think more widely and deeper today. Yeah, thank you so much for me to joining today. It was so good.
Thank you all for sharing, and thank you, Tenges. I'm not sure I pronounced it correctly, but thank you for joining us, and see you next time. And we also have another last announcement. We encourage you to join us in our upcoming workshop to continue learning together about peace issues. So the third workshop is on October 16th, Becoming Aware of Broken Relationships. The core of peace building is relationship building, and to be able to rebuild and restore relationships, it is necessary to take time to become aware of broken or damaged relationships that we are facing. So the first workshop of OWN will be a space to have conversation about relationship building issues in our daily life situation, and an opportunity to become aware of broken relationships we might be living with through activities such as storytelling and role-playing. Date will be October 16, and time will be to be announced soon. Speaking of the time, one of the main facilitators, Dating, would like to ask you one question. So Dating, could you raise your hand and turn on the sound so that everyone can see and hear you? Yeah, Dating, who has a mustache in
Hello, I'm Dating. And next month, I will, Natsuha and I will mainly facilitating this workshop. And we're thinking about change a little bit about the time schedule because we want to welcome more people, especially those who are now based in the United States, because it's kind of difficult for them to join late in the night. So this is what we are thinking about. I just typed it in the chat box, and especially those who are now joining from the Northeast Asia, are you like available to join at a very late time? Like for those who are from the mainland China, like around 8 in the evening, and for those who join from Korea and Japan, it's about like 9 o'clock in the evening. I know it's kind of difficult, but we are trying to include more people to come and to make our dialogues more diverse. So if you are okay with the time schedule, please use the reaction. Yeah. And for the next workshop, we welcome all the language speakers because we are going to use maybe body language as well. So don't be shy, because I encounter someone like I'm not good at English, so I don't want to speak up. But language is never going to be a barrier to continue our conversations. So that's it.
Thank you, Dating. And thank you, Semka, for joining us. And see you the next time. And I think if you can maybe put the thumb button on the reaction function, maybe that team could figure out how many would be available on the late night. So if y'all all be okay, could you raise, put the thumb button right now? Like if you're not available, then you don't need to put the button. That's just my big idea. Maybe we can see.
I didn't catch you. What did you want to say? Sorry, I didn't hear. You talk to me. Sorry.
Did you talk to me?
Yes, I am asking the last what you want to tell to me.
I was just hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think people press the button, and I think 7 or 8 around people agree with the late time schedule. So maybe the team and Nasa will figure out soon. So thank you for your reactions. And but we will send an email for those of you who sign up the information about next workshops, and also share information on NARPI website and Facebook page. So if you have any questions, please contact admin at narpi.net as well. So thank you for coming here today. And I think this is really the last sentence I can say, but we really hope you enjoy the workshop, and I wish all you a good evening. And we have a free space in 15 minutes, so you're really welcome to stay. But
next slide, please.
Yeah, busy, but it's okay to leave. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and please check the feedback form in the chat box. Akiko share. We really appreciate your feedback and make better workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This space is open until 4:15, and you can free to have a communication each other. Thank you.